So a while back, I was having lunch with a family member and a mentor of mine, and he said something that I've always remembered. He said, basically, when you get to the top of your organization, when you're growing your organization to the point where it is successful, it's profitable, it's growing, you want to be the quote unquote CEO, and your job is to direct traffic. All right, so I love that phrase. So I want you to imagine that a police officer at an intersection, and imagine all the lights are broken, and maybe there's five different directions of traffic coming, and he's basically directing that traffic. He's pointing to one set of cars and telling them to go, and then he points to another set, tells them to stop. He points to another, tells them to start turning. Right. And what he's doing is he's directing traffic, all with the goal of basically preventing chaos and preventing a crash. And when you grow your organization, all the things that you used to do yourself, maybe emails, marketing, ads, customer service, all these things, eventually you want to get to a point where you're able to hand these things off and you are just directing traffic. You're like that police officer that's pointing, you're pointing, basically controlling the day-to-day operations of what you want happening. Hey, let's do this, let's do that, pointing in different directions, all with the goal of, number one, being successful, and number two, preventing the quote-unquote crash, right? Just like the police officer. Now, the hardest part in that equation is basically getting to the point where, number one, you're successful enough to do that, and number two, where you allow yourself to hand off a bunch of those things and just direct them versus doing them yourself. Because many times we find it hard to hand off things because we either think we can do it better ourselves or that we just can't teach someone else to do it. But it's an important part of growing the organization. So we talk about this with our clients a lot, our higher end clients, about, hey, look, you need to give this up. You need to stop doing customer service. You need to get to a point. We want you to get to a point where you're directing traffic. So I think it's a cool concept, something to think about as you're running your business, wanting to basically attain that at some point where you are at the top and you are directing traffic in your organization.